This modern school education isn't about learning anymore. It's about puzzling. You know, when a kid goes to school every day like 6 to 7 hours, it makes them less intelligent. Why? Take a deep look of how modern education school system actually works. You know what I meant. School is making students to work and memorize, not to think critically or creatively. Well, do you know who founded and funded the General Board of School Education? John D. Rockefeller. You know what he quoted? He said, "I am not in the business of making a nation of thinkers. I am in the business of making a nation of workers." Actually, he is one of the richest men in the world, a businessman. So everything you learn in school, every single solitary thing you memorize, influences your mind to think as a worker, as an employee, not as a thinker anymore. Because if everyone was rich and can afford wealth, the economy would fall apart. So what they do, they put students in indoctrination camps or classes. They make them think as a worker, make them memorize, pressurize them, and brainwash them by saying that there's nothing wrong with it. That's how the system works. Education system drains a student's brilliance and thinking ability, and the innovative and creative thinking is completely forgotten because we are taught in school about convergent intelligence, not creative intelligence. I'll get to that later. And creativity fades away because we are not taught in school how to use it, do they? Well, convergent intelligence is the ability to analyze information logically and arrive at a single correct answer or solution. This type of intelligence is commonly used in standardized tests, exams, and mathematics, not necessarily real-life problems. Well, take this instance. What kind of questions do they give you in school? Imagine these questions, or questions that involves deep thinking, or questions that you can express your own ideas, and innovative ones. No. Questions such as multiple choice questions. Questions that has only one right answer, and if you choose anything else, you are wrong. So here, a student's opinion or intelligence of expressing is completely neglected and considered worthless. The pressure in school squeezes a student's way of expressing and the intelligence. If you condition a child like this for years and years, they'll stop trying to solve things using their own ideas. They'll stop asking questions such as why, and show that the authority has the power, not them. Because after all, school produces workers, not thinkers. Here's what I'm really concerned about. School avoids brainstorming. Well, brainstorming is the main criterion for your creative intelligence. And then school focuses more on brainwashing students and teachers. And if school avoids brainstorming, the students' creativity is depleted. School is a propaganda. Here's why. Because school do not engage students to be intelligent, but to memorize pointless answers and facts, and all day, all night. Education system is killing students not physically, but mentally. They go to sleep really late, worrying about the test they have tomorrow, and waking up super early. So let me ask, is memorizing whole chapters the whole night more beneficial than getting a good sleep for a positive well-being? Exams and tests destroys a student's well-being, in which school promises to build them like this. By destroying, students are made to sit and stare at that book, stressing out, frustrated, overwhelmed, and some even take their lives away in order to escape the devastating pressure. So let me ask, is school building intelligence or replacing it with constant pressure or stress? You decide. If you still disagree with me, so answer this. Why are students forced to memorize pointless facts and think particularly, which drains their creativity? Facts and answers that schools stress about to students to memorize can easily be generated by AI. So why stress and waste our time memorizing answers that AI can eventually answer it efficiently? Do we really need to require and learn things in which AI is certainly dominant? Why not replace it with creativity, which may involve students to think creatively, innovatively, not convergently? This school system has been the same for centuries with no improvement. This education system must be abolished because it has exploited countless lives. If you still don't understand, here's a simplified truth. If you ask an 8-year-old kid to write an essay, they'll write a whimsical, unique commentary way in which they will make any topic feel silly and colorful. But in the other hand, if you ask a college student to write an essay, and it's going to feel like it is AI generated, right? And less colorful, apparently. But why? Because their creativity and ability to express is completely drained from their soul after years and years of obsession and pressure of school. Hence, they are meant to become workers and servants after all, because school literally produces them, not a liberate thinker. Here, I'm not opposing any teacher or school institution, don't get me wrong. I am opposing the education system which influences schools to produce a nation of workers, not thinkers anymore. And that in which the education system has brainwashed teachers to make students memorize and pressurize students in exams. And by doing this, teachers think that they are preparing the students for the future, but instead they are destroying them mentally and draining their creativity, draining their own true self and well-being. Education is important, but the school isn't. That's my opinion, because school is controlled by the broken education system which produces workers, not thinkers anymore.